NerdandSon.
Welcome to the Nerd and Son podcast. I am Nerd, I am Ralph.
And I am Son, I am Connor, and I'm sure you're wondering why I've brought you here.
I am.
And that is for the podcast that you're listening to, the Nerd and Son podcast. If you want to get in touch with us or anything, please check the link in the description for that link tree. And also, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, all the YouTube pleasantries. I hate hearing it, you hate hearing it, but it is important. So
that is so true. So thank you all very much who have. So, okay. So
all three of you.
All three of you. Woohoo! We have a cult. What was there to say? I lost my train of thought already. We've just started. Ain't that great? So
that means you never had it.
But
just pick it up as we go along.
Make it all up as we go along. That's just how it is. But okay, so we are still dealing with our Underdark. I was going to say series, our environmental series, but we're still down in the Underdark, and we're talking about the creatures that reside in the Underdark. We did quite a few of them on the last episode. We have a bunch more to go through this episode's. And
you could say we're digging deeper today.
Yeah, we have dug a hole too deep we can't get out of.
We've dug too greedily, too deep.
Oh, but okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. I think last section we ended up with extraplanar creatures. Was our
Something
last
like
one? I think so. If I recall, that was a week ago. I can't remember things that far back.
It was a long time ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead. We're going to start with F. So the first one.
F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. N is for anywhere and anytime at all. Down here in the deep blue sea.
There's no K with that?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Never mind. That'd be a funk. Okay.
The funk.
The funk. Okay. So, first creature, we're down to Fs. That would be Fomorians.
Yes. I have never heard of these things.
Oh, you've never heard of them? I have heard of them and everything like that. I've seen them in the books. But to me, having a very... Let's just go over here. Basically, it is the most hideous and wicked of all giant kind. Okay? Mm-hmm. The Fomorians dwell throughout the Underdark, but mostly like in the middle section of the Forgotten Realms. Okay? And they are thankfully scarce. Okay? Now... They don't have like huge cities or anything like that, but they do gather in a few dozen at a time in just like little small clans that are kind of roaming around the Underdark. So now
I know for me, right? It's like this is a point that like we're talking about fantasy, magic, wizards, and all this stuff, and in my brain, I cannot. My suspension of disbelief stops when there's a giant in the Underdark.
That is actually my same issue. Is like we're crawling through small caverns where we have to crawl and slide through, and then all of a sudden there's a 10-foot, 12-foot giant or bigger. I'm like, okay. So just in my head, I've never ran them in my campaigns. But if you want to go, if you want to do maybe like a Lost World, or something like that, then they can be Fomorians running through there. That would actually make more sense, and running through those areas and everything that way. But just, I don't know, just as a random encounter, I don't know. That's just me. So
you definitely have to set them up beforehand. But it's in like.
Set up a specific counter, just not
base
random.
Level, on a very base level, I can't get behind this one.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just you can have any kind of race, any kind of creature in any different area. I mean, I promote creatures all over the place too, just use different templates or whatever. So I can actually see it just to have something different down here. People love giants. Yeah. Why not have giants in the ground? Make it kind of different. So, but yeah, they're just very evil and destructive. I mean, they're not friendly at all. So, yeah, to throw something in there to fee 5 foam.
They are not jolly. They are not green.
No.
But they are giant.
Yes. But that big one over there is named Sprout. Okay. No, that's okay. But yeah, why not? I mean, like you said, it's a fantasy world. Everything can exist in all places, so.
Everything goes.
Yes. Okay, next creature. Goblinoids.
Yes.
And this is kind of like a big section of different things. So you got your bugbears, you got your goblins, you got your hobgoblins. Okay?
Yep.
And with these creatures here, they're going to be pretty much the same as the surface dwelling creatures. Not much different there at all. So they can do raiding settlements and everything like that. And they could be doing that for the different layers, the upper surface, the middle surface, or whatnot. So yeah, so you can actually have some consistency in what you do in creatures that you're kind of common with and use them down here in the Underdark too. So
if you've got anywhere a low-level party is, there will be goblins. This is the rule of, RPGs. You must always have a goblin.
Yeah.
And so it does not matter what setting you can have, where your party goes, what they do. Goblins shall follow.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that's really going to be different in the Underdark with the kind of the goblinoids is a lot of them are actually going to end up being slaves for either like the Drow or the Dugar or some other group, the Mind Flayers or whatnot. So, yeah, that'd be different there. Instead of fighting them on the surface, you have to actually go down into the Underdark and rescue them.
Yep.
Kind of a flip of the table on that. So
that could work too.
Yeah. So, yeah, you make it easy, especially like that. I mean, I don't know. You got bugbears and everything, and yeah, you got to infiltrate a Dugar in settlement, rescue some of the bugbears, and then maybe they make their way back up to the surface, and then try to be friends with the surface dwellers because they got rescued. That could be kind of like a story thing that you do inside of a game or anything. So, yeah. Kind of. Yeah, kind of make your own campaign out of that, just alone.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, next one is called a Grell.
This is one of those that I've always associated with the Underdark. When you think about Underdark creatures, this in my head, this comes up.
Yeah, to me, this actually goes side by side with the Mind Flayers on that too. Now, the Grell are sightless aberrations that resemble a giant floating brain with tentacles underneath and a big giant beak. So, yeah, very...
When I read War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells, and they described the aliens and what they looked like, I imagined Grells when I was a kid. Like...
No, that's actually a very good way of looking at it and everything too. So, but yeah, now they actually say that they can actually put themselves into nests and different hives, numbering dozens of everything. I think that might be interesting, maybe to come across like a big hive of them completely.
Of Grells, yeah.
Normally, when I have Grells or I have run them as encounters in the Underdark, I've actually done those just as individuals. More of a random counter monster, these, than actually of a hive. Now, with them and just being so alien-like in appearance and everything like that, I don't know how well they would be, besides just a regular random encounter, in like a campaign setting or anything else too. So,
I do like, though, you have in the notes here that the bigger, smarter ones that are in charge of other Grells when they're in a group, they're called philosophers. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, some of them, they're both similar abilities, scions and sorcerers and everything too. But yeah, I guess you can set one up and everything like that, especially if you're doing maybe like a monstrous campaign where all your player characters are actually monsters. Maybe not have a player character as a Grell, but I don't know. Maybe doing something just a little bit different. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any stats out there. I've never seen a stat for a player character Grell, but hey, I don't think it'd be that hard to make up one.
Somebody's homebrewed that.
Somebody probably has. So that's the greatness of homebrews. So okay, next one. Okay, it is Grimlocks.
Me, Grimlock King.
No, it's not a transformer dinosaur. But oh well. But Grimlocks, they are a race of monstrous humanoids that live in the Underdark. They're basically degenerated descendants of humans who have wandered into the depths centuries ago. So they're going to look like very ragged, very pale, white eyes and everything on there too. And they will live like basic in group like little hunter-gatherer packs.
So speaking of H.G. Wells, again, this is the evil human descendants in the time machine. You
know what? Yes, that is actually a very, very good description of it. Yes, very much. Yeah, I like that. That was good. I'll give you points on that because I didn't even think about that one.
H.G. Wells pilled today.
So, especially, yeah, in other versions of the movie, from the movie aspect, they didn't really show those kind of things as much, except for the one with, Guy Pearce? Yeah, Guy Pearce played the time traveler and went back, and they had humanoids like that would be Grells. So that's a very good description. So, cool. Okay. But yeah, these could be interesting, and you can run these like you could just surface dwelling like cavemen.
Yeah. So
very, very simple.
Or like in season 3 of The Mandalorian.
Which one was that?
When he goes into the caves. When they go into the caves.
Why am I?
And then you have. So here's the thing, right?
When they're on Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I watch The Mandalorian, I think it is the perfect setup for a campaign, right? Just always, every single time, right? It's, oh, well, you've gotten me this thing. Well, I need this thing now. Go on this fetch quest for this thing. And then the he leaves to go do the thing. And guess what? There's a random encounter there, right? It's even in the first episode, right? So he goes in. He gets the bounty. He gets the guy. He gets the guy he's supposed to get. Then they leave there, and then all of a sudden there's some kind of monster that comes out of the ice, and then they get out of that. They go to the next thing, and then the guy who's got the bounty, he tries to weasel his way out. Tries to I don't know what he was planning on doing, but just tries to escape or something.
Yeah.
Then you get there, right? And it's just like that. If you look at it as if it's a D&D game with the Mandalorian as the PC, it fits perfectly.
Yeah, it does. It does. Maybe that's why there's a Star Wars campaign game.
Oh yeah, the Star Wars RPG?
Yeah, there you go. But
we should talk about that one day. We should do that as an episode. I love that.
That would be fine with me. We can actually do that because I don't have any knowledge really in that RPG at all. So,
all right,
that would be interesting. I would like that. Oh, but cool. Okay, next creature, hook horrors.
Hookers,
yes. Hookers horrors, yes. Wow. Okay, now a hook horror. A hook horror, also known as a vulture beak, hacker, or cave dweller, is a large bipedal subterranean monster that looks like a vulture-like humanoid with bony hooks in place of its hands. Okay? That's like an introverted arthropod, so... Are you looking it up now? I'm going to take that.
I was adding the thing to the list of podcast ideas.
Okay.
But yes, the hookers.
Yes, the hookers, so... these are interesting, and yeah, one other thing too is I know when we was talking last week, we were talking about most creatures are not good for random encounters, and what we do, we're talking about creatures that is good for a random encounter.
Yeah, this is really we're bringing this up a lot, and that's one of the things is that you have such alien creatures that are solitary hunters, and every like we discussed when we first started talking about the Underdark, and everything wants to kill you. These are perfect examples of everything wants to kill you, because these creatures you can just have pop out. They show how alien and distinct life is down in these caves, and they're great for setting that scene and setting the tone of things trying to kill you.
Yes.
And to be wary.
Yeah, because the more odd looking things that you're not used to is the more interesting encounter it can actually be. Because you come across some of these weirder creatures like this, you're like, okay, how do I actually battle them? What is the setup? What's the best way? Are they magical? Are they psionic? Is it just going to be a send the barbarian in? So kind of makes it interesting. So you could kind of subvert things and actually have some of these come across, especially because I know they've been around for decades in different campaigns and in the resource books. So you could actually come across one that is maybe intelligent. Okay?
Yeah.
Maybe the hook horror is not actually, but was once a humanoid from the surface, okay, that got magically transformed or cursed.
Golem.
Something like that, yes.
Or
subvert different things that way.
Or if you think of, something like that, you think of the brain fart. And insert the Jeopardy music here. The snow elves.
The snow
elves from Skyrim.
Yes.
I can't remember what the I keep thinking of Dwemer, the dwarves, but I know it's not them. And I know it's a different kind of mer. Falmer.
Okay, the Falmer.
That's
yes. Yeah. Falomir or Falmer, yeah. The underground, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I mean, the way I've played these creatures in the past are basically, they're just a straightforward battle. Exactly. So it's one you would just send the barbarian in. But I have these set up, and in my head, you can have like little nests made out of sticks or whatever that they gave or find. Bones. Probably bones down here. And they come across that, and all of a sudden the hook horror kind of bursts out of the side wall and attacks the players. Something like that too.
Like the in Star Wars Episode 2. Where they're just coming out of the walls.
Oh my gosh.
The Geonosians.
Yeah. Sorry. You like the prequels?
Yes, I do.
I don't like the prequels.
You should watch them again.
Yeah, I have no idea. I saw them once, and that was it. When they first came out, I saw them in the theater. I have not seen them since.
Actually, so I have mostly watched them when I introduce Star Wars to other people. I am a big proponent of starting with Episode 1. Right?
Okay.
Because if you don't have the previous expectations in mind, you don't have the story of, Star Wars, you don't have the, objectively excellent movies of 4, 5, and 6. If you don't have those in your head, right, you don't know where the story's going. You don't know what's happening, right? When you have Anakin Skywalker, you don't have, oh, I know he's gonna be, Darth Vader. He's gonna turn into this.
Spoiler.
Oh yeah, sorry. But you don't have these story beats and stuff. Like, that Palpatine is a bad guy.
Yeah.
Like, you can glean that, right? But divorced from context, right? Divorced from knowing that the Emperor is Palpatine, is Darth Sidious, right? You just see an old guy in a cloak, right?
Yeah.
And you can kind of gather that they're the same person, like, down the line. But if you don't know that, when you first watch that movie and you watch everything progress, you can't really put that together in that first movie.
Okay, I see what you're saying. And I think part of it is because I loved 4, 5, and 6, and then going back, and I already know what's going to ultimately happen, which kind of takes away from it. Some of these story points and beats and stuff like that are like, okay, this makes no sense. It doesn't matter in the end. There's nothing excited about this. And I'm sorry, the way you see Yoda bouncing around and twirling around in episode 3, I'm just like, no. Yoda's old. Forget it.
So,
I don't want to.
Another thing, and absolutely, I see where you're coming from. But another thing for me is, I love political intrigue. Right? The scenes in the Senate chamber where you have seen the strings that Palpatine has pulled and setting everything up, like especially in episode 1, where Palpatine has set up Queen Amidala to put in a vote of no confidence against the Chancellor and has like set everything up perfectly to put himself in that position. I think that shit's great. Like, I love that. That is, I can watch political dramas and like courtroom dramas where like nothing's really happening, right, but you know, everybody's like, there's people outmaneuvering other people. Like, did you see Oppenheimer last year?
I have not seen it yet.
Okay, so a big conceit of the film is that that there's it's basically a courtroom like thing. It's a court scene thing,
right?
And you're watching this all like play out because Oppenheimer and like the whole like what's going on is set as flashbacks, right? Everything's flashbacks, and the actual like story of it is a security hearing because, you know, because of some stuff going on. And you watch as I mean, I don't want to, because it's a pretty big reveal of like what character is kind of the bad guy here and who's outplaying who in these scenarios, and like it's a really good reveal. But that's the kind of shit I love. Okay, that's real good stuff. So I can enjoy the prequels for them being in a room talking to each other.
Okay. So, have you ever watched 7 Angry Men?
I have not.
Okay. If you like kind of different things like that, and that is a classic, and I actually like that myself. There's been a couple of different versions out there, but the original black and white. Yeah.
7 Samurai. Got it.
Not... It's Samurai 7.
Samurai 7 as a courtroom documentary.
Yes. That'll work.
The journey is to bring all 7 of the greatest freelance lawyers together for one case to defend a village over a property dispute.
There you go. Done. Yes, you do that.
HBO steal my idea.
There you go. And they will own the frickin' world after that. Nice. Okay, we didn't get off subject there at all.
Nope.
Okay.
Not at all.
Well, let's get down to creatures and everything like that. How do we go from that for hook
down
horrors?
To creatures.
Okay, now, next ones. Now, I have fun with these creatures, okay?
Absolutely.
These were K's. This is our Kuo-Toas. And I don't know. You pronounce it what?
The Kuo-Toa.
You got a Kuo. I don't know why I put an R in there. That's just how I do. I never said I was a smart man, Jenny. But these are found throughout the seas in the Middle Dark, okay? They were once a great, huge race that overtook everything, but many of the cities and everything kind of lie in ruins, and just their population just dwindling down over time, becoming subservient to the aboleths and mind flayers and a whole bunch of other things too there. So, but basically they are a bunch of humanoid fish people.
Yep.
Okay. Very fun. I see them. I've seen a bunch of different artwork and everything to them, but to me, they are more bulbous and kind of floppy. Okay.
Yep.
They're not lean and muscular and everything like that, like the Shahagan. But yeah, these are more like brown, blobby fish people to me. It's the way I've always played them.
Absolutely.
Okay? So I've seen other artwork where they are kind of like almost frog-like. And nah, I don't think them that way. So
just kind of just little fish people.
Yes.
Little.
Okay.
But sardine men.
Yeah. But also too, with these race and everything like that, just being prolific, they're going to actually be powerful. You're going to have some of them which are going to have carry a lot of power, especially as clerics that follow their god, sorcerers, and everything that is prolific in there. Plus, some of them, too, you can actually play a few of them that could have psionic abilities.
Yes.
So...
and they're in the lore of D&D. Kuo-Toas can bring gods to life, right? If they believe something is a god, it is a god, right?
Yes.
And you can definitely use this for some absurdist humor, right? And the Kuo-Toas for me are definitely a if you want to add a little silliness to your game, if you don't want it to be super serious, you add these little dinky fish people who are actually incredibly powerful and are mad and have just this.
Yeah, because you're not going to have a bunch of PCs take a fish creature seriously if he waddles himself out of the ground, lake, lays down his staff, and says, "By the power of poop."
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
However you pronounce that god's name, the poop, or whatever. In their little like voice.
Yeah, they're Murloc. Yeah.
Yeah, they're Murloc voice. That's good. World of Warcraft reference right there. They're Murloc voice. Yes. Oh, but yeah, it's actually great. Lots of fun. And yeah, you can do a lot of different things with this, especially making them friendly to some of the PCs coming down there saying, hey, you need to help us out. You got other clans attacking them. You can have mind flayers trying to take them over. Rescue missions, a whole bunch of different things, and then they can open up another world to you of underground ocean.
Yep.
Okay. To where you're dealing with all this stuff too. So yeah, it has a lot of different possibilities.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now the next creature. This one is new to me, and when I went back, I did see it in a couple different reference books going back, but I've never used these before, so I must have overlooked them somehow. But these are called Maurs, Maurs, okay? And like the Stone Giants or Fomorians, Maurs are not that common, but where they walk, lesser folk get out of the way, okay? They are actually descendants of Storm Giants that were imprisoned deep in the earth long ago, for whatever reason, okay? Now, they are very unusual among Underdark races, okay? In that they are not malicious, predatory slaveholders, okay? They can be as wicked as any Fomorian out there, but for the most part, these giants want nothing more to be left alone from their neighbors, okay? So if you come across one...
From their crime...
Yeah, if you come across one, they can just kind of wave you like don't come near me, or otherwise I will smack you down on the ground. But
yeah,
on that too. But yeah, looking kind of like an underground storm giant, that'd be kind of interesting. And once again, another gigantic race underground.
Yeah, that's probably why you didn't pay any mind to them, because like if you're already not on board with giants in there,
Right.
then if you're already turned off by the idea of giants down there, and you wouldn't want to put evil giants down in the Underdark, you're definitely not gonna put good giants down in the Underdark.
Exactly. So just no giants.
It
no
makes
giants.
sense why you're not.
Now, if you have like miniature versions of giants,
yeah, of course.
there you go.
Yeah, mini giants.
Mini giants. Not you have a lot of mini giants. So is that a mini giants?
Yes.
Okay, that was just dumb. Okay.
Yeah, mini giants living next to tall dwarves.
Yes. And they intermingle because they're all 6'2". Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Now, let's go to our fun, interesting one. Okay?
Yes.
We are now at our Mind Flayers. Or
You need an enemy. You need an enemy in the Underdark. You need an enemy in D&D's version of space.
There you go. Okay. Now, out of these creatures, they are the most weird outer planar type of creature. Humanoid in appearance, but they have their Cthulhu head with the little fish tentacles out of their mouth and everything too. So if you're
They're
playing
hentai bait.
Yes, hentai bait. That is awesome. I like that. Okay.
and I'm going to tell you something. All right?
Okay.
Yes, I did fuck the Mind Flayer in Baldur's Gate.
Oh, that's an option.
It is an option. I did it. It was good.
I don't know to be proud of you or worried.
Well, listen, when you find out that it's an option, like, you gotta do it. Like, that's just...
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. Okay. But yes, these are humanoid people with basically tentacles out of their mouth, very purplish to me, purplish skin, just otherworldly aliens and stuff like that. Now, these things have always been kind of the super powerful of everything, just with their psionic abilities, their sorcery abilities, and everything else. Now, they make their living basically in the lower dark, mostly in the Forgotten Realms. You can kind of find them a little bit everywhere, but mostly where the lower dark. And they are very hard, not because of their level, power, and everything like that, but with all the other races that they have subverted to do their will, mind control over, and everything else too. I mean, their thralls are completely and absolutely loyal and zeal in their service to their horde masters. Okay. Oh, it is something else. Now, as a main villain in the Underdark, at this particular point, with a lot of them coming out and everything like that, that's almost becoming cliche. But sometimes cliche is actually not a bad thing, because
there's nothing wrong with it.
You
got to play the classics.
Yes, sometimes the classics work, and this is a good one. So, like, for example, one of the different things you can do for like a campaign thing is you have to rescue a bunch of thralls that are being run by mind flayers, and try to figure out a way to actually get them out of underneath their control. Because if you have like a huge city with, say, like 20,000 individual creatures in that being controlled by mind flayers, there might only be 200 mind flayers, 300 mind flayers in the whole area. But they have that much power and control, and if you can find a way to actually subvert that, to do that, to rescue different groups, different people, whatnot, yeah. You can have a campaign arc where somebody gets abducted on the surface because they have some kind of inert power within them that the mind flayers want or need, and you have to actually go down there and actually rescue that person. So,
or maybe you have like the mayor of a city or the governor of a little state or a count, right? And like all the Mind Flayer needs to do is take control of that one person, and then boom, they've got control of the entire area.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So you can have lots of fun and everything with them too. So don't be afraid to use them.
It's definitely a good little conspiracy plot too.
Yeah.
So.
Now these are not going to be a wandering monster.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, I don't see these ever being on a wandering monster table. But yeah. But no. I was trying to think what else could be interesting and everything with these. I mean, they're just so hard, especially as a DM to, well, they're not hard for a DM, but a DM has to play it right, especially because we've talked so many times about taking players' abilities away from them, and the Mind Flayers with all their psionic abilities and everything like that can actually easily overcome a lot of your PCs. And
it's like it's like you're playing against a mono blue deck, and like just not fun, man.
Yeah, so nice references. That's great. But yeah, so as a DM, be kind of wary on the powers and everything like that, or introduce the players to the powers of the creature so they're just not going to run in headlong and be kind of overwhelmed. Okay? And it can make for a very interesting battle and setup and scenario, so cool.
Absolutely.
Okay. Oh, next one. Nice. A lot of lore and everything on this one. This will actually be Minotaurs. Your Curse of Crete. So, but yeah, basically hulking fierce monster Minotaurs dwell in the Upper Dark. I mean, they're usually favoring the most confusing and complex cave systems for their lairs. Okay?
Yep. You could say labyrinthian.
Labyrinthian, yes. Ooh, nice word. Okay? And they love to live by raiding and plundering and bringing back their hordes of booty. So, yeah. And
the best way to deal with a Minotaur is prevention, okay? Don't have sex with a bull. That's simple. Not hard, very easy. Just don't do it.
You say that, but there's some farmers in the Midwest. No, I'm just No. Oh, okay. No, this no, I won't bring. No, you know what? I will bring it up. I thought I forwarded a video to you.
Yes,
a
I
few
know
years ago. About the guy overseas and walking up to a sheep that was tied up.
Oh no! Okay, no, I don't.
Oh no! There's a video where this sheep is kind of tied up. Okay, and this guy coming up the street looks over, sees a sheep. Okay, this is all on camera being recorded, and he starts walking over to the sheep and starts dropping his pants right before he gets to the sheep. And the guy recording it, the video, doing something, going, "Hey man, what are you doing?" Okay, and he's like, "Oh, he didn't know," and stuff like that. Pulled the pants real fast and ran off out of there. I'm like, wow.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, no, I don't remember that. I speaking of like bull sex, I thought you were talking about the the clip of that one movie where they come home and the neighbor's there and he's like, "Oh, hey, yeah, while you were gone, I just while I was waiting for you, I milked your cow and I milked it and the milk tastes great." And they go, "We don't have a cow. We have a bull."
We have a bull. Yes, that was the bowling movie with I just went completely blank. Kingpin. It's called Kingpin.
Okay.
Yes. Very, very good movie. So, lots of disgusting parts in that movie. Oh, okay. We got way off the subject again. We're getting good at that.
Yep. So Minotaurs.
Yes.
Big hulking beasts.
Yes.
Right?
Now, the way I like Minotaurs, okay, they are bodyguards for some of the big bads. Yes, I
They
like
are
that.
they are the brute force.
Yes.
You have a lot of enemies in the Underdark, which are the brains, and the Minotaurs are the brawn for them.
Yes. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that's the way I like using them instead of like the individual. Unless you also have a party that is like out of options, out of different things, of supplies, whatnot, and they stumble into like a Minotaur lair and they hear it off into the distance.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to make their way out and stuff like that, and they slowly hear it getting closer, louder, everything else like that too. So
I don't know how you would do that, because like I don't know how you would have a maze being ran in a game like that.
oh no, that's easy and stuff, especially with the maps and everything that you have.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, VTT where you do a map. Oh, that would be good.
Yeah,
real good.
Because I mean, the way I did is I had a couple maps. They were confusing, but you can get the ones online that will have the intersecting areas.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can just swap out maps when they go to another area, and then they go to another area, and then with the maps and everything like that, I would have a scratch pad. Okay, where I would know where direction that they're heading and keep a check on that. So sometimes if they leave clues for themselves, they might stumble on it back again. They might not. A couple different things like that, but that's how I kind of actually played mine.
Yeah, and I feel like now it would be easier to do it with a VTT, where your players can see that, you know, where they've been and where they're going and everything.
Right.
And keep track of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, just having that off in the distance, especially when they are very low on supplies and no spell slots and everything like that, that puts a little bit of pressure onto the game, which kind of
mean.
Yeah, makes it a little fun and difficult. So, okay. But yeah, love Minotaurs. I really do.
Yep.
Hi guys, if you want to take a break from role-playing and watch someone burn their face off while eating hot peppers, head on over to YouTube at 13 Peppers and like and subscribe. And if you want to grow these peppers yourself, you can actually purchase these seeds at 13peppersbyralph.com. With that, have a good day.
Okay, another creature that I added kind of to this list for the next one we're going to talk about. When I was doing the research and I was putting all this together, this did not come up in any of the Underdark conversations for creatures and whatnot. And these were on my mind because a few months ago I was listening to a podcast and it was called Greetings Adventurers, and they just go through their campaigns, about an hour-long chunk and whatnot, and they did a series when they were in the Underdark, and they dealt with these Myconids, okay? And different poison stuff going on and everything with that too, but they actually had them set up in almost like a little village. They were actually sentient, talking back and forth and everything like that, and I kind of had those in my mind, and when I was bringing up all the list of creatures, these never popped up, and I'm going, there's so much fun things that we can actually do with this.
Absolutely. And actually, I bet you that's going to change. I bet you in all future iterations of anything Underdark, the Myconids will be a part of it because of Baldur's Gate. Because they're in Baldur's Gate 3, there's a section where you go through the Underdark, and a big portion of that is dealing with Myconids. Okay.
See, that's cool. Eventually, I'll play that. I just haven't got around to it. It's called not having time.
I here in the future, I would love, especially here, probably. I don't want to put timelines on this, but let's say next year, right?
Yeah.
When I'm living on the East Coast, and we're in the same time zone, we can actually like get a better schedule together and maybe start streaming some games together.
Yeah. I think that would be fun. Together. With our schedules being 6 hours apart, it does make things a little bit difficult.
You are correct.
Exactly, because it is right now 9 o'clock here at night.
Yep.
And you are what?
And it is
3 o'clock there?
3 p.m. for me, yeah.
Yes, I know. As you suffer in Honolulu.
Ugh.
Yeah. You complain about the heat, but yet you are wearing a hoodie.
Yeah, that's because I keep my room cold.
Okay.
I'm built for the winters of Siberia.
Okay. All right. But yeah, these are awesome creatures to build, different campaigns, everything around, because just with them, I never see them being like quick, agile, or anything like that. And I always see them being kind of innocent and always needing help.
Okay. Because, see, I see them as big. You can have them also big, hulking, like, fungal, like, like taller than a person. And you can deal a lot with, like, spores and, like, area of effect things. A lot of fun stuff that you can do with them that you can't do with other kinds of creatures. Because, like, built in, you have fungal spores and stuff, and like you can do like debuffs and buffs for allies and stuff like.
Yeah, a whole bunch of different things too. But yeah, I could see so many different different things that you can do with this, especially getting into a fungal village, and this can almost be like a hub for the adventure party to go out in and do different things too. So to me, it got a ton of different possibilities. So, and yeah, the stuff that they actually did in the story that they used inside that podcast I was listening to, that is, it was actually really good. I liked it. It had a lot of possibilities you can use later on.
That is a NerdandSon, shit, I can't think of the word.
See, I'm not the only one.
Oh God.
I should play the countdown again.
What's it called? What's it called when you like not sponsoring?
What?
Not guarantee. But that's like a
guarantee it.
Hang on.
I don't know, supporting something else. I have no idea. But and we have this awkward pause where I'm trying to talk and make up something while he's looking something up on the phone. I mean, on the computer.
Yep. Isn't that,
Looking up synonyms for
sponsor, but I'm also not seeing it.
Okay.
I'm also looking for
maybe it doesn't exist. The word is in your head.
It also might be.
Okay. So, okay. Well, you think of that, and we're going to go ahead and move on to the next creature.
It's like when you're sponsored by something and you give it your full
recommendation.
It's okay. Recommendation is definitely a word that works.
Okay. So endorsement. Great. Okay. We should have had that. See, that's the problem. Right. We're nerds, and we didn't do a sports analogy, so we couldn't get endorsement.
But God, that's going to be painful to listen to.
Oh, I know. I trust me. When I'm going back and editing these things, and then we have these weird diversions and looking stuff up on the computer and whatnot, it's hard. And I apologize to all of you listening to this, but hey, we're just real. We're just being ourselves. We're not polished. So
either way, Greetings Adventurers has the full endorsement of the NerdandSon podcast. So long as there's no personal issues with any of the hosts of that podcast that we don't know of.
Yes.
We're going to assume they're good. They're cool.
Yes. That works. Okay. Next creature.
Offer rescinded upon any finding out of anything else.
Okay, next creature. Orcs.
Yes.
Okay, very similar. You're used to orcs on the surface. You're going to have orcs in the upper layers of the Underdark too. Okay?
Anywhere where you have goblinoids, right? Because, like, standard, especially, like, in my head, right, standard, adventure leveling up is you deal with goblinoids, then you deal with orcs.
Yes.
Right? That is just standard level up. So where there are goblins, there will be orcs.
Yes. And orcs also, too, are going to be one of the larger, not the larger, but one of the more common thralls down in the deeper Underdark. Mm-hmm. by the Illithids and Mind Flayers and stuff like that, too. So, yeah.
Yeah, because just like Minotaurs, your orcs are your muscles. They're gonna be your powerhouses to do physical labor and stuff like
Yes,
that.
exactly. So let's talk about their cousins. Next creature is going to be their Orogs.
Orogs, yep.
Okay. Basically, they're stronger, smarter, and more advanced than their surface kin and upper dark kin. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
These are basically called deep orcs. Okay. And they are very well suited for the fierce competition in the Underdark. Okay. They're not necessarily numerous. Okay. But they can be found throughout. Okay. They seem to favor like volcanic regions. Okay.
Okay.
And they also tend to how do you actually put it here? Not really make cities, but kind of find some abandoned cities and then they actually kind of make it their own. Okay. And they also they are used in a lot of different things as slaves and thralls just because of their resistance to fire and the different things that they can endure.
Okay.
So they have a kind of different possibilities there. This to me would be a really good have a small group of these as a random encounter.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, just like an Orog little hunting party or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That would definitely work.
Not too common, but yeah, just bigger, badder, stronger than the orcs.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now, do you think that means that they like find cities and like take them over? Because I think that just means they found them, as in like they are the founders. They found their cities in Torrid Caverns.
Oh, that could be. So I make a bunch of notes and everything like that on here, and
it's all
they
good.
could be on that. So
I mean, it's not a jump to think that a fantasy race is gonna just like scavenge.
No, they can scavenge and everything like that, and it does make sense to basically they found their cities in, like you said, the Torrid Caverns because of just their ability and their resistance and everything too.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
that works here. Okay, now here is a creature that I know about, but I have never used before. Okay,
never heard of them.
Okay, Psurlons starts with a P. P is silent.
Sirloins.
So now these are similar to large earthworms. Okay, they have long pink tubular bodies with 2 arms and 2 legs that were also long and tubular in shape, and each ending in sharp claws. Okay.
So not like worms.
They are worms. They look like worms just because they got the rings around their body like a giant earthworm. Okay, but they do have their arms and legs and everything. Now, their front of their face is just a huge circular orifice that is like a large maw filled with sharp teeth. Okay.
Oh, this one's clothed. That's kind of cute. This is disgusting. Yeah. I hate these things. Oh my god. I'm so creeped out and grossed out by this. Yeah.
It's a different looking creature and whatnot.
I think that earthworms and like worms are generally like, they don't creep me out, they don't gross me out because they're so small and helpless. Like they're not doing nothing, they're not gonna hurt you, like they can't hurt you. But as soon as you add, like this first picture that pops up, it looks like an uncircumcised penis with hands and legs, and I hate it.
Okay. Yeah, it's different. Well, here's the bad thing. These are not going to be like a random creature. Okay. Now, these monsters, they have powerful psionic abilities. Okay, and they gather in communities, basically kind of known as clusters. Okay, and like mind flayers, beholders, and whatnot, they dominate hundreds of thralls each. Okay.
Disgusting.
So yeah, just another another form of an all-powerful leader controlling all the thaws, and yeah, very, very different. So, yeah, if you think there's going to be a mind flayer that you're going to have to come across, and you come across one of these instead.
And then you come across this penis with clothes on.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Oh, so, but yeah, it's very interesting. So you can kind of, well, the nice thing is because a lot of these Underdark creatures and the big bads have all their psionic abilities, you can pick and choose which one you want to be the big bad, especially if the players all of a sudden are going, okay, this has to be a mind flayer, this has to be a mind flayer, and then come to find out it's a Psurlon.
Yeah.
That kind of throws them off. And I kind of like doing those things from time to time.
Yeah, I get you. This will have no place at my table. No, sir. No, thank you. I'm good.
Okay, so I think that is where we're going to call it for this particular episode. Our next creature will start with a Q. And yes. Yeah. Q.
And it will not be the technology person from James Bond.
No. Or the weird godlike creature from Star Trek.
Or what you used for pool.
Ah. Or white and fluffy like a tip.
Or a line of people.
Exactly. Okay, I'm out of options now, so you won. Okay. Okay. I couldn't think of anything else, so you won. All right.
Woohoo.
But we're going to go ahead and end it there for this one. So it looks like we're going to have another episode on this thing. And we'll go over our last creatures and any kind of thoughts and stuff. So, hey, we made it, 2.5 pages? We're getting better. Okay.
Yeah.
But with that, do you got anything that you want to promote?
I do not have any pluggables.
No pluggables. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead.
And I see you're wearing your pluggable.
I am wearing my pluggable. I am wearing one of my shirts from my other channel, which is 13 Peppers. So if
merch.
I actually want to actually do merch and stuff like that. I'm actually at a level where I can start selling that kind of stuff. So that's something I'm going to be looking into here.
I was just about to ask if I could buy that shirt, and I'm upset I can't.
No. This was actually made by our cousin. I actually got a couple of these, so these are great. But yeah, I want to try to expand that out just a little bit too with the channel, since I have the opportunity to do that now. But with that, the channel, if you want to go see it, it is called 13 Peppers. If you like hot and spicy peppers, seeing people eat them, taste them, die, burning up with that, go ahead and check out the channel. I would greatly appreciate it too.
Been there, done that, and I ain't looking back. I'm looking forward to the next time that I can be in a tasting video.
Yes. Because we have fun in our videos. Oh my gosh.
It is a very good time.
Yes.
It's a very good time.
Yeah, because all of our videos on a personal thing, we'll do the tasting, goof off and everything that way. But at the end, we goof off. Imagine that. But
no, I just realized something.
What?
That when I'm back home, we can do one of these episodes together at one point.
Oh, we could do a bunch of them.
That'll be a great time.
Yes.
That'll be a great time.
That would be awesome. But, yeah. We act stupid just over this stream like this. When we get one-on-one, we annoy the hell out of everybody else around us.
That's great.
It is awesome. So, but with that, I think that is going to be it. Okay. I am Nerd. I am Ralph.
I'm Connor. I'm Son.
Okay. And like, subscribe, rate us on YouTube. We greatly appreciate it. Follow our Linktree link down below to get a hold of us. Questions, whatever else that you have, please let us know. But with that, have a very good day.
Bye.